Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. And I'm bringing you a bit of a showcase video today. These are the starter vessels that we're going to be getting on the Wolves brand new 6.0 server that's going live this weekend. And I'm just going to give you a quick tour through each one. Now, a couple of them were built by me and by other members of the community as well. I'm going to start over here. And this ship that's just fallen over for no apparent reason whatsoever. You literally, you can't make this stuff up. Seriously. I start recording. The ship falls over. Good job, ship. Well done. You passed the test for fucking me up. Thank you very much. Okay, so this one has no name. It's simply called Starter Vessel. This was built by Wallenstein, part of the Wolves community. He is the main shipwright of the server, so the majority of the ships are built by Wallenstein, and you can obviously purchase them from him if you're not much into the building aspect of the game. Now, I suspect, given that this is the largest ship of all the starter ships, this one's going to be quite popular, but also I think that it's going to be nerfed somewhat. Noticing straight away that it's got too many thrusters, it's basically not competitive with the other ships, and the idea is that all the starter ships need to be roughly the same level of crapness. To give it some context, for those of you that are not members of the Wolves server and don't know how it works, basically when the new server starts, we'll all be thrust upon our various factions' main starter planets with little but a shovel to survive with. When we eventually do make it into space, we are to head to the moon, and upon getting to the moon, hopefully we'll find a portal to Wallenstein shipwrights, at which point we'll have a choice of starter vessel, and these are the starter vessels that we'll be getting basically. So the idea of the starter vessel is to give you an ability to go and trade with other factions, because not all resources are available on your home planet. You have to go and find them in the galaxy, steal them off other factions, or trade for them from other factions. So yes, that's why starter vessels are necessary, because you probably can't build one from your home world. The resources are just simply not there. So anyway, back to Wally's ship here. We can see that we've got plenty of space in here. We've got living quarters for days. We've got nice sofas and things like that. And I suspect these things are going to need to come out, just leaving empty space in here, because this is giving a bit too much of a leg up to the player over the other ships as well. I like what he's done here with the bunk beds. That's quite nice. I like that. It's good. It looks very comfortable and cozy in here. You've got the yellow lights. This is more like a cruise ship than you know, something that's a bare bones starter vessel, but I'm sure this will be nerfed down. But otherwise, this looks great. Fantastic looking ship. It's got everything you need. What I do like about this one in particular, I was talking over it, but this space down here is fantastic. You can obviously get a hover vessel in here quite easily, so this will be great for those early mining trips. You can stash your hover vessels in here. Whereas on the other ones you probably need to try and attach it to the outside of the ship somehow. But yeah, this is a Wallenstein ship, no name, just called Starter Vessel. I'm sure he can come up with a name at some point. That's number one. So number two was built by Dreamweaver, again no name, simply called Starter Vessel, or Starter CV I think it is. Dream's gone for definitely the PvP approach with this vessel. It is still made of the normal steel. All of these ships are made of the normal steel, so although these blocks look like hardened steel, they're not. The ship's got the same sort of power ratio as everything else, apart from Wally's, which has got the most. But as you can see, there's no sort of glass cockpit. There's no obvious weak points on this ship. He's gone for a very much oops, sorry, let's try that again. A very much PvP approach. I can't remember how to get into this thing, because last time I just ghosted through it. Here we go. Let's... Okay. Jetpack. There we go. So, inside we have definitely got just the basics. Some building blocks there. Our engineering section here. Pretty much not much else to it. So, with every ship you should have a shower and a toilet, just in case you need radiation, and this is obviously the cockpit here with the wonderful view of another steel block. But that's about 3 or 4 blocks deep there. So like I said, quite a good sort of level of protection. This ship could get into a scrap quite easily, and also it's very easy to upgrade. You've got lots of flat points to mount turrets onto, and you can easily modify it to arm it a little bit better. Engines are easily accessible if you want to upgrade those as well. Very cheap, very easy ship to modify, easy ship to get on with. So yeah, that was built by Dreamweaver. Again, no name, just called Starter CV. Moving on to the next one. This is the first one that was built by me. This is called the Junker because it looks like a piece of crap. But it... Okay, sorry. My antivirus is warning me that Steam might be a virus. Brilliant. Good job, Bitdefender. Well done. Yes, I built this thing to look like something that was made out of scrap parts available on a junk site, hence the name Junker. It's no more better equipped than the 2 ships that we've seen before. In fact, it's actually pretty poorly designed, and I did that on purpose. It looks pretty crap. Basically, it's supposed to look crap. It's a ship that you're going to want to get rid of as soon as possible. Although I do really like how it kind of turned out. I started building this thing and was completely unhappy with it and the way that it was going. But actually, the more I got into it, the more I accepted that it looked like a piece of crap, and actually just embraced it and went, do you know what? I'm going to make it look like even more like a piece of crap. And as a result, it looks quite charming, I think, in some way. I'm particularly proud of the entrance of this ship, where if you come out of the door a little bit too aggressively here, you get instantly roasted by the forward thrusters. Yeah, beautiful design. Anyway, inside we've got a fairly space-efficient design. We've got our med station here, our bridge up here, which is it's a non-symmetrical. It's, what's that word? Asymmetrical. That's the one. We've got 4 cargo containers. 1, 2, 3, and an ammo box there. O2 station there. We've got access to fuel tanks and our warp generator on the roof there. And if we just go down into our little basement section here, we've got our living quarters, sort of living quarters, our 4th cargo box, and access here into the engineering sections, warp tank, O2 stations, and we can repair the warp generator here and get ourselves irradiated if necessary, but with immediate access to the shower. So yeah, she is not pretty, she is not at all nice to live with, but she get the job done. Keep clipping onto those stairs. Oh dear. Falling through the ship. Good job. One other thing I've done as well is I've got little Jeffries tubes into the engine pods on the outside where you can repair the engines from within the ship if you need to. And that's the same on the other side as well. Just power her up. She's got standard lights. It's the same. The Junker. I'm anticipating this to be the least popular ship chosen for your starter vessel. One other thing I should mention is all the starter vessels have only sentry guns. They are only armed with sentry guns, and they I think they have a maximum of 4 on each ship. So we saw 2 there, and 2 on the front of Dreamweaver's, and there's 2 on the side of Wally's there, and another 2 on the side there. So yes, they are only armed with 4 sentry guns, no turrets. So if you are on your way to Wally's to pick up one of these ships, if you're a member of the Wall server, you probably want to pack a couple of minigun turrets with you on the way, so you can instantly upgrade this thing when you get it. So the 4th ship of the line here is called the Raven. This is another one that's built by myself. This is actually my favourite. The ones here, and this is probably the one I'm going to get because I'm biased, because I built it. So pretty much the same as the other ones in terms of size and ability. Again with the 4 sentry guns, and that's it. They're all front mounted sentry guns, so this one's very vulnerable from the rear. It's not a... The build was really difficult because it doesn't have a central block. You see the cockpit is basically angular. There's no central block, which makes it quite actually really difficult to build this thing. You can't build it with the symmetry lines, essentially. Doesn't work. So let's head inside. So this is the entrance to the ship here. It's sort of like the best you could come up with, essentially, given the design of the ship, the shape of it. Turn my flashlight on so we can see. We come up here, and we're into the elevator here. If we can get in, there we go. And this brings us straight out to cargo box, the O2 station, the ammo box, another cargo box. So let's just turn the power on. This is a Jeffries tube through the engine nacelles that you could see from the outside. There's another one on the other side as well. Come around here, we come into the center of the ship. We've got our engineering section. We've got access to O2, fuel tanks, the warp drive. Down the side here we can see the warp core is on a strange sort of alignment. I don't know if anybody else has set their warp core like that, but it worked pretty well on a ship that I don't have a central block for, if you know what I mean. It's got a central 2 blocks. Two more cargo boxes here, and our bridge, which is just simply a cockpit and some nice views out over the Omicron Vista. Down the other side, we've got our med station, our basic toiletries, our bed, armor locker, and the other Jeffries tube down the other nacelle. And that is it. These things are pretty simple, they're pretty cheap. Just to give you an idea of how cheap, this block count is 816. It takes 4,000 iron to build. Let's just go back and have a look at the Junker, which is the cheapest of the ones, which is a block count of 494, 2528 iron to build. Dreamweavers, block count 737, 3750. Obviously Wally's is going to be a lot more because it's a much bigger ship, 1313 and 6776. That's the Raven. Named, obviously, because, you know, it's got a beak at the front. It's black and blue, like an normal Raven. Pretty cool ship, if I may say so myself. For a starter CV, anyway. So this brings us on to the last one. I'm just going to change the daytime here so we got a bit more light to play with. There we go. The last one here is the Vectra Redfin. And this one was also built by yours truly. This is the first one of the starter vessels that I built. It's a pretty unique design, I think. I imagined it like a van that's had Hot Wheels attached to it and spoilers and just been done up as some kind of like boy racer van. It's a crap ship with red go faster fins and pointy spikes added to the front to make it look badass. I'm still pretty happy with how it turned out. It's not a bad looking ship by any means. It's pretty easy upgradable. You've got turret mount point on the top and the bottom, on the front and the rear. I quite like how I did these thrusters ports, like using the concrete texture there makes it look like they've been heavily used. Scorch marks. You've got the 4 sentry guns as well. 2 on the bottom here, there are 2 on the top as well. I quite like the cockpit design on this one. Makes it look like some kind of barge or tugboat. The little sensor spikes coming out the front. Let's head inside. Stairs seem to... they don't seem to work in gravity. I don't know what it is. It's just bunny hop our way up. Come on. There we go. Right. So, Out the door on the left, we've got some medical stuff and O2, a bit more room in here as well, but a little bit word of warning, that's obviously a thin wall there, so this block is actually on this side, so you can't put anything here, and also the ceiling block there is a thin block as well, so you can't put anything above this console or this box here. So limited space in here because obviously it's a small ship. There's not all that much space in here, and I basically tried to squeeze as much in as I could. So through this door you've got some quarters, simply bed, shower, toilet, that sort of thing. And if we go up the stairs, seriously, get up the stairs. Oh yeah. We got some. Screw it. We've got our cockpit up here. Some fantastic views over Omicron Vista. You got great visibility from this cockpit. Apart from this thing, I don't know why I put this here, but I did. All-round visibility. You can fly this thing quite well in first-person view. Some extra console and decoration on the walls. You got lots of space on the walls here. You could put extra cargo boxes, ventilators. You know, anything you want really. We've got the stairs, we've got our 4 cargo boxes as standard. Ammo box. Through the door we've got engineering section, but we've got the shutter doors up here as well, so you can access everything O2, warp and fuel without even having to go into the warp section. This is the warp core. You can see the generator through the warp core ring there, just whirling away. Some RCSs, there are 2 more RCSs somewhere in there as well. Buried among things, but yeah, quite easy to upgrade this one. Again, I love my Jeffries tubes. These take you out into the engine pod fin things on nacelles, what you want to call them, on the outside of the ship. And there's another one on the other side as well. That's the Vectral Redfin. Oh, hello. Getting a bit excited now. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 starter vessels that will be given to you upon arrival of Wally's World, or the shipwright sector in the new Wolves 6.0 server, dropping this weekend. I hope you've enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.